What's up everybody, welcome back to another video, and in this video, I'm going to be going over a heist. I am going to be planning a heist, and I need to choose my crew members. Catch is, I can only choose characters from My Hero Academia. This will be a great time of planning a heist, and join me while we plan it. Okay, first we need to decide the boss of this heist. The guy who's planning everything, besides me. And after long consideration, I've chosen Principal Nezu will be the boss of this whole thing. Now, he may be better for other roles, but I think he'd be great at being the boss of this because he's literally the principal of a school for kids with superpowers. I don't know how much more chaotic that could get. Also, he's kind of crazy, which I feel like we would need in a boss. We need someone who's willing to do whatever it takes. So, Principal Nezu is my pick for the boss man. Now, we need a lookout. Someone to stand outside and keep an eye out, make sure no one's approaching. We need 2 of these. So, our first lookout is going to be the Dark Shadow user. Yeah, I know. So, my thought process is, it's kind of like 2 people. He's got him, and then his Dark Shadow guy. So, like, I feel like more than, like if we can get one person that's basically like 2 eyes looking around. Also, he can fly sometimes. Also, he basically has another head that he can just kind of look wherever he wants. I think he would be a great lookout. Our second lookout will be Ragdoll. If you do not know who Ragdoll is, more of a niche character. She is part of the Pussycats and the group, and she has a quirk before All For One takes it away from her. Before that happens, she has a quirk that allows her to just locate anyone, anywhere on the world immediately. This is the best quirk ever for a lookout. She nails the position. We don't really even need much of an interview for her. I mean, you can locate anyone at any time. You just know where they are. I feel like that'd be pretty useful. So, she is definitely going to be our lookout number 2. Okay, so far, we got Principal Nezu planning the heist. Okay, and by the way, we're trying to rob a warehouse filled with very high tech. So, it is a very high security warehouse. That's why we need so many different roles in this heist. And our 2 lookouts in front of the warehouse door are a Dark Shadow user and Ragdoll. Okay, now once we move into the warehouse, we obviously need to come and steal the thing that we're stealing. And the thing that we are stealing is something that we need to steal, obviously. I don't know why you're even asking. But while we're in there, we need 3 guys to kind of help move everybody else through, because everybody else is not gonna have muscle, or be able to defend themselves easily. We need these 3. We need a gunsman, 2 muscle, just strong guys. So for our gunsman, we are going to choose Snipe. If you don't know who Snipe is, another semi-niche character. It is the Western cowboy-themed teacher that works at UA. He will be our gunsman, literally because he has a gun, and it's like a revolver, and he's good at shooting it. That's why he's our gunsman. Not many guns in My Hero Academia, because most people use superpowers. But for a gunsman, we need a gun. Now, you might be like, why didn't you choose Lane and Cop? Listen, we are in a warehouse. There's boxes everywhere. A sniper is not going to be useful. But someone named Snipe, who uses a revolver, will be useful. And that's why Snipe is going to be our gunsman. Moving on to our muscle. Who will be our muscle? Well, glad you asked. Our first muscle, they're pretty obvious, but Kirishima, he can literally make his body rock solid. And he's very strong at punching. Eljiro Kirishima will be our first muscle. Our second muscle will be All Might. All Might, yes, the one and only All Might. In his prime, of course. Now, you might think, really, you're choosing this random muscle slot for All Might, but later down the line, there's not really another role that, we can use All Might for, and we kind of have to use All Might. He's kind of the best of the best. So, we're using All Might as our second muscle. So, remember, the group that's in the warehouse now, we need 3 people to, transport the other, heist members. These are our 3. Our gunsman, Snipe, and our 2 muscle, Kirishima and All Might. Okay, moving on to the next roles. Okay, so our gunsman and muscle are escorting the rest of the heist members, have done that into the facility. They have escorted the rest of the heist members into the deep parts of the facility that we're in. Okay, now we need to get into the technical stuff. The people with more specific roles. And our first specific role will be a hacker. We need a hacker to get through all these security cameras, and they might not even be here. They might be sitting on a desk hacking this warehouse from far away. Well, I don't know. But either way, we need a hacker. And this one's also probably pretty obvious if you've seen the show. There's about one character that is like super good at hacking, and that would be La Brava. If you don't, she's also a niche character. Don't know who she is. She is Gentle Criminal's assistant and kind of his girlfriend, sorta. She's kind of like a kid. It's weird. Point is, she is great at hacking, and she can hack anything, basically. That's why we're choosing La Brava. Okay, that's going to be our hacker. Our next semi-specific role is a demolition expert. This one, again, a very obvious answer. If you've seen the show, you know who I'm going to say. Katsuki Bakugo. I mean, he can literally explode things from his hands. I think we are choosing Katsuki Bakugo for this heist. Because, I mean, he can literally point his hand at something, and then it explodes. I don't think we can really have a better demolition expert. Now we need a safe hacker. For the metal that cannot be exploded by Katsuki, we need a good old safe cracker. And our safe cracker would be Kyoko Jiro. Now you may think, why Kyoko Jiro? You know, well, why did I pick earphone jack? That's the question you're all wondering. Well, I'm about to tell you. It's because I think of her little, like, earphone jacks that come from her, like, ears. She can, like, put those into, like, safes and, like, listen, because she has really good hearing. And I feel like really good hearing would be good for hacking safes. Also, there's not, like, a specific safe hacker from the anime, so I don't really have anyone better. But, like, I feel like it's a decent choice. Okay, and for our, so far, we broke into the facility. Once we got deep into the facility, we used our safe hacker, demolition expert, and our hacker to, you know, steal the valuable that we wanted. Now we're using the back exit, which is a one-way exit, that's why we couldn't go through it, to get out. But who's going to drive us? Someone needs to be waiting there. So who is going to be our getaway driver? Well, none other than David Shield. I didn't have anyone better. The only time I can think of somebody driving is when All Might has, like, that cool black car, when Deku's, like, Vigilante Deku. But All Might's kind of already doing something else. So, I really just didn't know who else, and I could imagine this guy being a really good driver. Do I have proof? No. But, like, I could imagine it. Even though he's super rich and probably just gets driven everywhere, he's probably a good driver himself. So, David Shield is our driver. Okay, so just to recap, this is what happened. So, we got Principal Nezu. He planned this whole thing. And then we got Dark Shadow User and Ragdoll as our lookout. All Might, Kirishima, and Snipe are escorting our main, technical group deep into the facility, aka warehouse. Once we get deep in there to steal our valuable, we have Katsuki Bakugo, Kyoko Jiro, and La Brava get and steal the valuable. Then we go out the one-way back exit, and David Shield's waiting for us with the car. We all drive away and celebrate. Yeah, that's our heist. I hope you enjoyed this heist planning video. Please remember to leave a like and subscribe. I had a ton of fun making this, and a lot of editing went into this. So please like and subscribe, helps out way more than you realize, and peace out, everyone.